tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
First phase correction. I think that should be importance, not important. Okay, no problem. The importance of learning the Dhamma and meditation. First of all, once we talk about learning the Dhamma, we probably need to go back to this history as well, so that we could understand how the Buddhism or Buddhist teacher is with us. Without their efforts and energy, the Buddhism will already be disappeared. That is why learning the Dhamma in BC 4-5, after the Buddhist passed away, and until 8 centuries. The first question, learning the Dhamma. So, who learned? The first question. And why? And how? We are looking at the past, right? First of all, the Buddhist learning is purely monastic-oriented education. And then those who learn the Buddhist teaching were monks since the lifetime of Buddha. Probably the lay people do not have time to learn the Buddhism. They just listen and take a note, whatever the monks preach or teach to them. The early part, totally different. Now, the people who learn the Buddhism, and in the past, those who learn the Buddhism were totally different. Now, the Buddhist teaching is no more monastic oriented. Even the lay people are learning the Buddhism more than probably, maybe, that might be, more than monks. People pay more attention to the Buddhist teachings than these days. Also, the Buddhist teachers are more lay people, like in Singapore and Europe or the United States. So you have to be, the Buddhism in the past were only a monk. Because at the time, education was monastic-oriented education. By the way, do you understand language? Huh? Could you guess what I'm trying to say? You could, right? Okay, thank you. So who learned? For the first question. After the Buddha passed away, all the Buddhist teachers are scattered here and there. And as soon as the Buddha passed away, the monks tried to compile all the Buddhist teachings. So then that means some people are specialized in the meaning or the rules of the monk. Some people are specialized in the Dhamma. In the lifetime of the Buddha, I believe all of you the teachers only two, Vinaya and Dhamma. Vinaya is the rules of the laws for the monks and nuns. This one is superior. Dhamma means more general. The Buddha talked to or walks with the people. It's not rules, but more suggestive rules. Okay. So after the Buddha's passed away, some people who specialize in expertise in the Vinaya, they try to carry out the Vinaya. Some monks who specialize in expertise The Dhamma is to be the Dhamma. And we specialize in the Dhamma. In that way, we try to carry out the Buddhist teaching. So, those who learn the Buddhist teaching are monks. Then after that, Dhamma and Vinaya transform into the 5 Nikayas. I think some of you have heard about that. Do you know 5 Nikayas? Number 1. Earlier stage, the Buddhist teachings are called into Dhamma and Vinaya. If we divide it into 5 Nikayas, it's 5 Nikayas. Later, we divide it into 3 Tipitakas. Now we call it 3 baskets. In fact, only the names are different. The teachings are the same. Earliest part we call Dhamma and Vinaya, and Tipitaka, and 5 Nikayas, and so on and so for all these are Buddhist teaching. So those who learn the Buddhist teaching at that time are only Dhammas. And the same, why? Why did they learn? Why did they learn? It's not like us. In these days, all the Buddhist teachers were on internet. Will not disappear easily in these days. But earlier days, there's no letter to write, no language properly. Even in India, there are so many different languages until Asoka's time. Even Asoka's scripts are not really public yet. We just call it Magadhi. Magadhi is the language the Magadha people spoke or wrote. Maybe reading is not too sure yet. I think very elite people could be able to write it. Not everyone could write at that time. So they learn it. First of all, the first priority is in order to protect the Buddhist teaching. If they do not put effort to learn the Buddhist teaching, it cannot be found anywhere. It will disappear. That's one thing. The practice is another thing. The key point is, if we do not learn the Buddhism will disappear. So they face a lot of problems. We could imagine it's not that simple one. That is why, in order to protect the Buddhist teaching, we cannot easily disappear. Buddhist teaching should be survived. And mainly because in order to protect and in order to spread the Buddhist teaching. That is why the reason. Not like us. Our time, no need to worry about the spirit of the Dhamma. It's all internet. Your computer break down, the other people will break down. Your website break down, the other website will break down. So in these days, it's quite simple time. But their day is not that simple. And the third question, how? How they learn the Buddhist teaching? Can you guess? Can you guess how they learn Buddhism?
Discuss.
Learn it by heart. Mouth after mouth. There's no way. Not even the language, maybe. Not stable language. Language is changing this language, even the writing system or the letters of people changing. No one could translate the Asoka scripts perfectly until now. Okay, and that means in order to carry out the Buddhist teaching, there is no any other way except by learning by heart. So they have to learn by heart. Two differences. So in these days, scientifically, they say, even the learning by heart is not the same. After knowing the meaning, you learn by heart. It looks easier, but you will get easily forgotten as well. But as something you really don't know the meaning of it, then you try to learn by heart. That will not get forgotten easily. That's a different way. Yes, it's true. Even when we learn Buddhism, sometimes when we're grown up, we know the meaning. Then we learn by heart. It's easy, but sooner or later, forgotten. But since we're here, we learn the Buddhism, we repeatedly try even to get by heart. All these stanzas, all these teachings will never go forgotten. That is why, and that is how, in the old tradition, they did not explain the meaning of the Buddhist teaching, so-called Pali text. That's why young monks and nuns had to learn by heart in order to protect misspelling, miscommunication, mismeaning. This is the way they carry the Buddhist teaching. I think in this tradition still have in some Tier 1 Buddhist countries, including in our countries. When we were novice, our teachers did not explain anything. Just learn it. Try to get by heart. Only when we got by heart, they explained it. Then now, until now, I can still recite it without any slight mistakes. Okay? When I get older, I try to know the meaning of it first, and then I learn by heart. Yes, it got easier. However, a few years later, I forgot it. So when you learn something, it's for the whole life. The same way, after the Buddhist class, in the way until 6, 7, 80, the monks and the nuns learn in that way. So they did not explain anything to their disciple. The disciple have to learn by heart without knowing any meanings. So then monk repeatedly, blah, 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 and then you go and visit some Buddhist temples, you could hear them. They are learning by heart without knowing anything. Only when they got by heart, teacher explained it. So in that way, you can learn. That is why the Buddhist teaching is with us. Who learn? Only the monks at the time. Why? First of all, in order to protect, forget about the spreading of the Buddhist teaching. There's no missionary. Only someone came and asked they could understand. So the key was, in order to protect the Buddhist noble teachings, how they learn? That is why the Buddhist teaching are still almost original. The monks in Sri Lanka, let us say, the monk in Sri Lanka learned expertise in the Vihara. The monk in Myanmar expertise and specialize in the Vihara. Another one, the monks in Thai monks specialize in Vihara. When 3 monks came together, they recited all the same. This is the value of our Cittara tradition. Dhamma also the same. How much you could learn is up to you. I could learn one basket or this part and this part. Okay, learn it. Don't get forward. That also don't bring along with you unto the cemetery as well. So the teaching, you must not be the last disciple of the Buddha. What does it mean? Earlier stage, since Asoka's time, the monks had this attitude and this purpose. You must not be the last disciple of the Buddha. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Teach to others.
You must find someone in order to get from you. That is why some old timers, let us say, they couldn't find anyone. I could learn this Vinaya Pitaka. I must not be the last disciple of the Buddha. I must teach other one. Nobody wants to teach how to do. Sometimes they may force their relatives. Come. Nobody wants to, never mind. At least you still have to know. That is why, traditionally, some young monks and novices, they may not want it to be a novice or not. However, their uncles or whatever, they force them, no way, I have to pass the Buddha's right teaching. You have to learn it. In that way, you carry out. If, let us say, if the one is the last disciple of the Buddha, then the Buddhist teaching not all. So they have to find out other ones. At least 1, 2, 3, in order to carry on the Buddhist teaching. In this way, the Buddhist teaching. Now we call it 3 Pitakas or 3 baskets. Or we can also say the 5 Nikayas. Or originally go back Dhamma and Buddhism. So, this is a monastic education. That is why there are 3 stages. This is why all in Pali. Anyhow, Priyati means learning and teaching. Priyati means learning and teaching. This is the first duty of the monk. You must learn and you must teach the Dhamma. The first duty. Second one, Pati. Pripati means practice. Teaching and learning is not enough. You put all these teaching into practice. So second duty of the monk is Pati. These are 2 main duties. The last one, Pativeda. Pativeda is in fact realization. It's just simply the consequence. If you learn properly and as you practice properly, then the realization comes at you. The realization is in fact the consequence of first 2. Priyati and Patipati. So I'm quite for sure the early day in the past, the learning the Buddhist teaching is very pure monastic education. And another duty, more or less the same, is called Gandadura. Gandadura means the same. Learning and teaching of the Dhamma is Gandadura. Vipassana Dura, same meditation. So, either way, the first one is 3 duties, learning and teaching and practice and the realization. The second one, more or less the same. Learning and teaching and meditation. These are the duties of the monk. Whoever, you have to do one of them. This is how we interpret. However, to me, in these days, some people say there are only 2 duties, Gandadura and Vipassana Dura. Gandadura means you're learning and teaching to the others. This is one duty you have to do. Another duty is to do meditation. So say, if I do one duty, that could be enough. I don't think so. It's based on, to me, it's based on the age. Let us say, we are monk, we don't have to make money, we have more times. So when you are young, no choice, you have to learn, go to study. Then, after you study, you have to teach. This is the first duty. But when we're getting a bit older and older, we have to move to second duty, so-called Vipassana, doing meditation. Is it not separated? Is it personal interpretation? When we are young, we do Gandadura, learning and teaching the Dhamma. When we are a bit older and older, Gandadura is not enough. We have to move to second duty, so-called Vipassana. Okay. So at the time, until Asuka's time, lay people did not learn or did not have a chance to learn all the Buddhist teaching. Mainly 2 suttas. Mangala Sutta and Angulimala. Singalavara Sutta. Have you heard about these suttas? Some name and some name. The Mangala Sutta and the Singalavara Sutta, these are called Kihi Vinaya, or the rules for the lay people, or the laws of the lay people. That is why in the monastery, the young boy and young girls are taught only these two suttas, Mangala Sutta and Singalavara Sutta. They did not have a chance to study more. In the past, the monks thought, for the lay people, if they learn these two suttas is good enough. They do. They did not have to learn far more. That is why my conclusions in the early day about the Absuka's time, or maybe until late 19th century, lay people did not have a chance to study all the Buddhist teaching. They studied mostly only two suttas, Singalavara Sutta and the Mangala Sutta. So the teachers will focus on these two suttas. Only when they ordain a novice then for the study movement. If someone went to the monastery, maybe until 20 plus, he did not ordain, then he still had to study these two suttas repeatedly. Only someone shave his hair and wear the robes and become a novice, then follow studies. So then the Buddhist teachings, in fact, meant for, especially early days, only for monks and nuns. Lay people did not have a chance to study all these things. Maybe this is the influence of Brahmanism as well. Do you know Brahmanism? The Brahmanism, the secret texts are not for everybody. All these secret texts they call Purana. The Purana is only for very learned Brahmins. Ordinary people cannot catch such books. They do not know what they read. That's all. So to me, probably in the early days, the monks did not allow the lay people, the young people to learn the Buddhist teaching, probably because of some influence of the Brahmins and from traditions. Maybe on this is my personal conclusion. Anyhow, at least you know that early part, those who learn the Buddhist teaching are monks. Why? The key purpose is in order to protect Buddhist teaching. How? Learn by hearts. Here, the different ways of learning. The first one is Alagadupama. Alagadupama means like catching the snake. Catching the poisonous snake. Very dangerous way of learning. Some people learn Buddhist teaching, but it's not for their moral or ethical or liberation or whatever. This is one to get some names and fames. They wanted to make use of the Buddhist teaching. Seeing that I'm a scholar of the Buddhist teaching, so proud. In fact, if some wisdom, truly wisdom can suppress one's anger and doubt and whatever. Such wisdom are not real wisdom. So, Alagadupama sound like catching the poisonous snakes. Snake will bite one way or another, sooner or later. The same way some people learn the Buddhist teaching in order to make use of it for their purpose, own purpose, for their names and fames, and even for monies and these days. If someone truly learned the Buddhist teaching, outlook to the appearance and behaviors must be able to change. If not, such learning is called Alagadupama. so very dangerous. Okay, he or she is learning the Buddhism, it's true, but attention is not sincere, it is very, very dangerous. I want to share my experience here. A lady invited me to go to see the hospital, the old hospital, to see the old mother. But she is very short tempered. On the road, she was arguing with the taxi driver. I think to me, actually, taxi driver was right. The taxi driver asked, okay, tell me the address of here. So she said, I'll tell you when we get there. No, wait, I got to choose the lane. And I got to decide which way we should take. But she did not say, no, I'll tell you when we go. No, from beginning onwards, there are people arguing about it. Finally, of course, both parties lost their temper. They got angry at each other. But one thing I still agree with it was, she said, you say me, I know about the loving kindness. I'm a Buddhist. I have been studying Buddhism for so many years. And she said, I suppressed my when you're getting angry, out of control, don't listen about the Buddhism. I've been going to Mangala Vihara for so many years. And then she asked me, yes, Bhante, right? I don't know how to say it. She's calm and peaceful and composed. Of course, I will support her. Yes, she has been coming to our temple very regularly. But I don't know. First of all, I don't think she was right. Then she was keep arguing with the driver. But driver stayed okay. He was smiling. So finally, the driver said, you say you've been studying Buddhism for so many years, and you know about the loving kindness, you know about the patience, but now you are out of control. so in such case, better not mention about Buddhism. So even in the temple, I was just saying, okay, when you are behaving properly, please don't mention about Buddhism. Keep it yourself. The monks in our country as well. Okay, do whatever you like. But don't mention about Buddhism. Okay, we all are human beings, no? Sometimes we are out of control, sometimes we cannot control our temper, we got upset, we got angry, so and so forth. Okay, let's angry ourselves. Not necessary to mention the Buddhism, the Buddhist teaching. Alakatupama is something like that. So Nisrana is the correct way. They learn the Buddhism, and then after they try to accumulate merits after knowing the Buddhist teaching. The correct way of learning is Buddhism. First, we do not know, then we try to know. After knowing that, we try to put all these teachings into practice. After practicing it, one way or another, we accumulate generosity and morality and so forth, the positive qualities. Someone learn the Buddhism in that way in order to be a better person, spiritually more mature. That such learning is called Nisrana. Bhante is not about us. Like in the Venerable Island, they already became our hearts. Already achieved the highest level, however, they stay concerned about the Buddhism. They achieved the highest level. In fact, they may not need to recite all these things. They may not need to learn all these things anymore because they are hands. However, to them, if someone wanted to know about the Buddhism, I must be able to answer. Then that means they don't need for them anymore. They learn the Buddhism in order to be the treasure of the Buddhist teachings. Undercurrent as a treasure of the Buddhist teaching. They learn. So for us, that one is not to us. So, learning the Buddhism is correct, but we have to learn in the correct ways. After learning the Buddhism, we get angry more often. We are more argumentative. Our pride is even stronger. This is something wrong. I'm educated. Buddhist is highly educated woman. Why you say like that? So all those things. So if someone behave like that, the way you learn is wrong. The first one. Or it's like catching and poisoning a snake. If you could not handle with, you'll get trouble. We must be able to handle very well. Then after that, the Buddhist teachings, so-called the Dhamma will be absent. Otherwise, the teaching will give us support. This is so noble, so unique. We probably try to make use of it for our own purpose. That is all. Okay. Teaching on paper, 2 teachings on paper. Now, 2 totally different. Let us say 7th or 8th century, at the time, we are quite relaxed. The Buddhist teaches all leaves, all palm leaves. We already record it. If we have 3-4 copies, then quite safe. Okay. After that, the monks also become a bit relaxed. You know why? Quite safe. It's quite safe, In earlier days, there's no proper language. The written records was not on the page anymore. Then I have to teach. I have to repeat. I have to learn by heart without any mistake. I have to put effort for that. But then they put more efforts. Then after the 7th, 8th centuries, the Buddhist teaching, all the teachers recorded palm leaves or olive leaves or whatever. In Sri Lanka, within our country, we could still find all palm leaves. So many copies. To be honest, we want monks a little bit more relaxed at the time. Buddhism is quite safe. Then after that, in our country, the last Sangha Council, the 20th Council, prints on the book. Very safe. After that, if I don't know the Buddhist teaching, I can look into the books. And monks are more relaxed. Okay? Even the books is not 100% safe yet. Now, today, all the Buddhist teachers around the world, online. We don't have to look at the books, just Google it. Buddhist teachers on the Google. So, in this area, to be honest, we are much more relaxed. Probably we are too relaxed. So anyway, this is a timing has changed. Nobody do complain, okay? So there's 2 ways of learning. If you are learning Buddhism, try to learn the second one. Learn the Buddhist teaching, use the Buddhist teaching to be a better person. To be spiritually more mature. This is the kind of way. If someone learns in that way, first way, we've got trouble. So this is Western ideas. 3 different stages of wisdom. Information, knowledge, and wisdom. Exactly similar to our Buddhist teaching. The Buddhist teaching also has 3 different levels of wisdom. The first one is Sutta. The knowledge came from seeing and hearing. Sutta, in fact, hearing. At that time, probably they did not have a book. So, there's no meaning of the seeing. Sutta, in fact, hearing. Sutta, You got knowledge from hearing others, or maybe the hearing from the teachers, or from others. You learn from the teacher, from his mouth to your ears. So probably at the time there's no book. There's no meaning of the COP. So the first knowledge is Dhamma, very superficial level of the knowledge. So in these classes, the Buddhist lectures, the Buddhist classes, if you cannot transform your information, so-called Suttamaya, into knowledge, these are merely information. In the Western philosophy, information must be, from information, one must be able to transform into knowledge. One must be able to transform the knowledge into wisdom. In the Buddhist teaching, Sutta, the knowledge you hear from others, including your teachers. Cittara, the knowledge you gain after contemplating. We could say contemplated knowledge. Or maybe analytical knowledge. You analyze it, then you get something. Analytical knowledge. The last one is bhavana. You gain the knowledge after you experience it. So bhavana, the meaning of here is meditation. The same Buddhist teaching, you listen from the Dhamma talks or whatever is the first level. First level. If you have Suttamaya, so information, if someone needs it, you can pass your information, that's it. It's not very useful for yourselves. Your lifestyle, your behavior, your attitude doesn't change. Your outlook on life doesn't change. Then your knowledge is information level. You have a lot of information like in Google. You can write, you can ask whatever. Google is not the strength. Google is about the information. Some people, even in the Buddhist environment, are like this. They are very knowledgeable about the Buddhist teaching. You can ask whatever you want to do. They will answer. You can answer. This is that. This is that. So this is like a Google. It's not knowledgeable. In fact, it's not knowledgeable level yet. It has a lot of information, that's it. Do you know this Sutta, the Buddha, you could say, yeah, page from the. So, this level is information. Sutta, you read the book, you study the book, and that's it. Analyze it, analytical knowledge. Once Cittara become our own property. And let's say, if something is Cittara, we truly analyze it, then it's become our own to some degree. If the Buddhist teaching is our own, one way or another, our lifestyle, our attitude on life, our attitude to others, our behaviors, the way we talk, and the way we act must be different from before. So Cittara consider. Only when we transform the information into that level, we could say we have a second type of knowledge. Our outlook on life change. If you're not changing yet, Buddhist study, I have been studying for Buddhism for 10 years, just look at your lifestyle. Stay the same, and that means you're rich of information. Information, you cannot transform the information into knowledge. Once you can transform it into knowledge, you'll be more humble. And your attitude is more positive. Cittara. Even this is the Cittara, not absolute one. The last knowledge, the Western philosophy says wisdom. The Buddhist teaching, we call it bhavana. Through that meditation or experience. You know something right now, personal experience. This is a true wisdom. If we have a wisdom, our life can totally change. Our attitude to others totally change. So these are 3 levels of wisdom. So learning. Yes, it's true. We learn the Buddhism. What do we get from Buddhism? Buddhist teaching. We got information, then you will be the talkative Buddhist. Huh? You learn the Buddhism for so many years, and you take only the information, then that person could be very talkative Buddhist. Talk this and talk that, talk this. And he will very well, but lifestyle doesn't change. Only when we be able to transform the information into knowledge, our lifestyle will change. Just look around the people, including our temple, who are look like what? He's learning from the Buddhism, he's getting from only the information. Oh no, maybe he got some knowledge, second level of knowledge. No, he's actually getting the wisdom. So it looks very nice. And the way, okay? So there are 3 different ways of learning here. So our sister Lily Chen raised a question. Lily, what's your question? Huh? Lily is here? No? Does it really need to? What's your question? No, your question when we asked me for this talk, please read out. Is it quite critical?
Nowadays, a lot of people go for meditation, but they don't study the Dhamma.
Okay.
So they think that by doing meditation is enough. No need to read the books, no need to study the Dhamma.
So your question, right? Yes, it's a very critical question. Is it necessary to learn the Buddhist teaching in order to do meditation?
Yes.
Or is the meditation alone is enough? Or maybe learning the Buddhist teaching alone is enough? To me, we have already studied different types of learning, right? If someone learned correctly, I think it's not wrong. Even until now, my answer to Sister Lily's question is yes and no. Yes and no. Why? Traditionally, we divide the Buddhist teaching into 3 Tipitakas: Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Sorry, to do so very new to Buddhism. And we're just taking the 3 different types of teachers. The first one is the rules for the monk. Second one is more discussion. The third one is more the philosophy, psychology, philosophy is Abhidhamma. But in these days, the modern scholars divide the Buddhist teachings into 3 categories as well. Some teachings are devotional. Some teachings are philosophical. Some teachings are practical. Okay. Some teachings are just very devotional, like in the Vedana Sutta. So every day when we do the puja, we recite the Vedana Sutta. This is very devotional, just reflecting the qualities of the Trilogy. There's no guidance on how to live, what to do. Just merely a devotional teaching. Like in Pray the Buddha, and so on and so forth. No? Such teachings are called devotional Buddhist teachings. Is it true? That is a no guidance for you how to live. But if you are keep on doing it, your faith in the trilogy will be stronger and stronger. So we could say the statements of sweetness. Second types of the teachings are philosophical. Philosophical meaning and the Digha Nikaya is called Brahmajala Sutta. The Brahmajala Sutta, the Buddha analyzed the 62 types of the wrong views. To me, not necessary for you to know. If you know of these 62 types of the wrong views, you probably may fall into one of these. If you don't know, it's quite okay. Anyhow, of course, if you like all these teaching, of course you still. The last teaching is the practical teaching. In these two, what we call it loving kindness. We also do reciting every evening. Metta Sutta, loving kindness. There's a practice. How to develop your love. How to practice loving kindness meditation. The guidance is there. So, like in loving kindness meditation is practical teaching. Even this loving kindness is a little bit of, how to say, not unique to the Buddhist teaching, to be honest. Why? Christianity, we also teach loving kindness. Brahmanism, Hinduism, yes, they teach loving kindness. How about Islam? Islam also have loving kindness in their own way. That is why loving kindness meditation is not unique to only to Buddhism. So very general. But in these days, one sutta which is very universal, very unique to the Buddhist teaching is Satipatthana Sutta. Is it called the foundations of the mindfulness? So such teaching is universal. There is no religious influence, no cultural influence, no racial influence, no Indian influence, no Asian influence. So then that means such teaching will be universal, for sure. So in order to answer the easy question, here, looking back the history of Pali texts. So, in order to achieve something special through the meditation, do we need to know all these Buddhist teachings? Time different. However, I want to go back to the past. And I will ask a few questions to you as well. Who were the first disciples of Buddha? Some of you? Okay, I know you know, huh? I think in general you know, right? The 5 disciples, the earliest 5 disciples of the Buddha. The Buddha preached them the Dhamma, Cittara, or Buddha Sutta. After preaching the Dhamma, Cittara, Buddha Sutta, a few days later, they achieved the Sadhguru Buddhas, one after another. Then we call it the third sutta. The Buddha delivered the third time. The sutta is the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. Before the Buddha delivered the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, before we realized Anatta, no soul, no self theory, they could not achieve the highest level. So they have not achieved the highest level. Only when they realized the Anatta, so-called no soul, no self theory, no soul, no self teachers, they became arhats. So, my question here is, they did not know any teachings of Buddha. To them, Buddhist teaching, zero level of Buddhist teaching. The Buddha did not teach any discourse to anybody. So then that means there's no Buddhist teaching exists yet. Am I right to say? The Buddha did not preach yet. The Buddha appeared in this world. But he did not teach anything yet. So no Buddhist teaching at the time. However, first time the Buddha taught them Dhamma Buddha Sutta. Their knowledge became more mature. Then they achieved the first stage, second stage, one after the other. But to be more precise, in this way we call it Dhamma Buddha Sutta. This will be too short. No one can record everything the Buddha said. It's logical and historical. It's the facts as well. That is why when we read the Dhamma Buddha Sutta, if you are a monk, if you are good in party, within 20 minutes, Dhamma Buddha Sutta finished. But we were told that the Buddha preached until, I think, quite a long time. But for us, now the Dhamma Buddha is very short. Even our mouth, I say about 15 minutes, the Dhamma Buddha was finished. And that means, now the recorded Dhamma Buddha will be too short. The Buddha's explanation to these 5 months could be much longer. However, our monks, the later part, they could not record all the Buddha's words. So this is the short form, the shortest form. I think we could make a conclusion like that. So to me, for this question, like the earliest 5 months, they did not have any teaching to study. However, they could achieve the highest level. The first cause. Second one, first, the Buddha teach all these discourses to individuals. Some people have deeper understanding. Some people are not so. Based on individuals, the Buddha had to teach different levels of teachings. Some teachings are very profound. Some teachings are, in fact, not. We could understand clearly. Okay? So that means some teachings may be for us. Some teachings may not be for us. The key point is we need to learn something. We have to learn. So we only when we learn something, at least we could choose which one is for me. Buddhist teaching is still teaching. To be honest, sometimes even the Pali text, Buddhist teaching, I do not agree with the Buddha. Because it's thing of my life, If someone, I actually like it, and I follow the Buddhist, wow, the Buddha is so great, it's so good, because they share with my views. Sometimes the Buddha's teaching is there. I could not say no, but I did not share with my knowledge. So, is it true Buddhist teaching? Or someone later, some scholars added in it. So, in that way, the Buddha teaches to everyone individually. So, some teachers may be for us, some teachers may be not for us. If you did not learn the Buddhist teaching, you cannot choose. You think this is the Buddhist teaching. Okay. If you learn the Buddhist teaching, this and that, then you came to know that. Wow, all these are Buddhist teaching. Of course, you cannot follow, you cannot practice all these things. However, you could choose some teachings suit for you. So, for this application, you should learn before the meditation. The answer is still yes and no. But I would encourage you to know which one is it for you. Only when you learn it, you will know which one is it for you. Without learning, knowing nothing, then you cannot choose. You don't know which one is it for you. Okay? So for me, I think about 5 to 7 minutes is great. Okay? You can go take a break. In fact, I'm not giving you break, I'm taking break. Maybe it's a English question. Then you need to know the psychology as well. Do we need to learn the Buddhist teaching in order to do meditation? Let's say, I'm teaching meditation. Those who come to me in the meditation class have zero knowledge of Buddhism. They just want to do meditation. So what could I say? What should I say? That's just a leading. My meditation class for the beginners. You look at, they have zero knowledge of the Buddhism. So I'm going to teach meditation. What should I say? Huh? It's a psychological case, you know. Have you studied the Buddhism? No. I have zero knowledge. My background, I'm from where? Last month I found a young man from Mexico. Of course he has zero knowledge of Buddhism. What should I say? You have zero knowledge of the Buddhist teaching. You cannot do meditation. It's very discouraging. So, once we are going to teach meditation, we focus on the meditation. As I said, I'm always saying, you have a zero knowledge of the Buddhist teaching, no problem. Meditation means trying to be aware of yourselves. Do you breathe? Yes, I breathe. Is it enough? You are breathing. Is it enough? Your meditation object is your breath, not the Buddhist text. So they're already encouraged. Even zero knowledge of the Buddhism, you have no background on the Buddhist teaching, you go straight to. In fact, technically it's a correct answer. If I'm teaching in a class in a Bali college or if it's like this Dhamma talk, of course I'll encourage. Yes, like I said, you should know something, some of the Buddhist teachings. Buddhist teachings are varied, different types. And only when you know which teaching is from me. Okay, if you know, you can choose this for me, you can just follow it, practice. I myself know, only one person. The way I talk to the people is different. In this class, in the Buddhist in the Bali college, I should not say, don't learn the Buddhist teaching. Not necessary. Not really important, I should not say. So I encourage them to learn the Buddhism. Okay. In the meditation class, no Buddhist background. I should not say as well. If you have zero knowledge, you cannot do meditation. No, it's not right. Not right. Meditation is focusing on our breath. I'm non-Buddhist. I'm free thinker. When I came to Singapore, the first 4 persons came to me, free thinkers. They did not pay any respect to me, to the Buddha. No problem. Can I do meditation? Of course you can. I'm not Buddhist, not necessary to be. Are you breathing? Yes. Anyone who breathes can do meditation. They will do for quite a long time. He's sitting without cushion for about 2 years. He keep on doing it. I've seen him quite often as well. So for this question, I think there's no definite answer. And also, practically speaking, as an Govinda founded the meditation centers around the world. Even in the United States, I heard about 65 meditation centers. Something amazing is we somehow went to found meditation center in Iraq, Middle East. Some years ago, when I went to the NUS for the meditation course, young 3 students always sit in front of room. But, I was surprised. We are not Singaporeans, more look like Eurasians. So 3 weeks later, I asked them, where are you from? He said, from Iran. Surprised, no? Pleasant surprise. So I asked, do you have any meditation centers in Iran? Yes, we do. The guidance of CRG as I'm going there. Does he come and teach you? About twice a year he came to me. But most of the time, Iranians are teaching the Iranians. So then that means Iranian meditation masters in Iran. So there's no religious background in the Middle East. As I'm going out, teach the same way. You don't have to be Buddhist. Zero knowledge of the Buddhism, no problem. Okay, just come into it. So long as you are breathing, you can take it in, out, breath. This is your meditation object. Forget everything. So practical approach. And for mindfulness meditation, also the same. That is why this mindfulness meditation is practiced by the people around the world. Because there is no religious influence, no cultural influence, no racial influence. Let us say, no intimate influence. Universal, not even the human being, even the animals are breathing. If they have a mindfulness, they can take a look in, left, out, in. I'm not too sure. No? Some people go even to train, no? The dogs to do the meditation. The dogs are quite clever, no? You cannot say no. Okay. So, in this, like yes, for Sister Lily's question, many people ask, do we need to learn the Buddhist teaching? Generally speaking, of course, we should learn. But even in my meditation class, when I came across those who have zero knowledge of Buddhism, I should not discourage them. Let's say if I go to the approach, I must still follow it. No zero knowledge, no problem. So long as you're breathing, okay, do it. No, it shouldn't be. Even the animals could do it. They are breathing, okay? So here, Sila Pritona Panya Purivasi. Morality purifies the wisdom. Or wisdom is purified by the morality. First line. Second line, Panya Pritona Sila. Wisdom purifies the morality. Or morality is purified by wisdom. So these two are the key points. Should we learn the Buddhism or not? Whatever we learn is leading to our ethical or moral side. This is the correct way of learning. Only the morality can purify our wisdom. In this level. So we learn the Buddhism. Knowledge of the Buddhism helps us to be more virtuous people, more disciplined people, more ethical people. If our learning the Buddhism leads to that way, yes. After learning the Buddhism, we can accumulate our morality. Our moral ethical standard is stronger and firmer than the current way of life. So the Buddhist original teaching is Sila Pritodapa. Your morality is eager to purify your wisdom. They are helping each other. Like two hands. Commentary explains like two hands. When you wash our two hands, use the two hands. Help one another in order to breathe. The same way, Sila and Panya are two hands. Sila can purify the wisdom the same way wisdom will purify the morality. That is why how we learn is more important than learn. Buddhism must be able to help us to be more virtuous, to be more ethical people. That is it correct. This is the origin of the Buddhist teaching. No anyone's ideas, no commentaries is you, nothing at all. Sila, we don't have Panya. Panya, we don't see that. First discourse, Brahmacharya Sutta and Tigha. So nowadays, people talk about the meditation, yes. Mindfulness meditation is no religious or cultural influence, nothing at all. That is why it's become universal. We have some other Buddhist teachings, like a Singalovada Sutta. In the Singalovada Sutta, there much influence of the cultural, some cultural influences. That is why the American students will not follow. In the Singalovada Sutta, there are some duties, right? Duties for wife and husband, and duties of the teachers and the students. The Buddha teaches duties for the Indian students. 21st century American students will not follow it. How about the husband and wife? Last year I have discussed it. In the lifetime of the Buddha, only husband is the breadwinner. The ladies are simple housewives, so their duties tend to be more. In these days, working husband could not survive. So husband, the wife also have to work. Then when they share the workload, duty must change. The Buddha's teaching is that one. This is the wife of the duties. You have to follow it. No way. At that time, the wife did not have to work. Just stay at home. They could do. No, I still have to work. I got to make money like you. So don't say it's a Buddhism changed at the time changed. So the Mahasatipatthana Sutta is not Dhamma. There's no religious or cultural or no any influence. Anyone can follow. So in BC, many people around the world are talking about this mindfulness meditation. Then when you look into the nobody for part, the same with Sila, Samadhi, and Bhante. By the first teaching, Sila Bhante, very short one. There is no Samadhi yet. But in the Noble Four Paths, Samadhi is there. Sila is leading to Samadhi. Mahoti is leading to concentration. Concentration is leading to wisdom. In fact, these two are the most important teachers. How you learn is the most important, not you learn. Learning sometimes can go wrong if your attitude is not right. The correct purpose of the learning is more important than the way forward is a Sila, Samadhi, morality, and then Samadhi, concentration, and then wisdom is leading to that. So the Buddhist since the Buddhist time, some people were wise and were knowledgeable in the Buddhist teachings. However, they could not achieve the spiritual goal. The perfect example is the Venerable Ananda. The Ananda was the one who compiled all these Dhamma, the Buddhist teaching. The most knowledgeable one. But he became an arhat, the last. Yes, he became the arhat, the last. So that's why, in fact, we having so much knowledge of the Buddhist teaching and achieving the spiritual goal is sometimes not directly related. Why? Because of the mindfulness. Mindfulness, there is no any other influence. So long as you are aware of yourselves, okay, good enough. But in this, in order to be aware of ourselves, what do we need? You need to learn the Buddhist teaching. practical Buddhist teachings. If you lack of the practical Buddhist teachings, you may not know how to be aware of yourselves, how to check yourself, how to make a check and balance of yourselves. Okay. Anyhow, stay secret. Where verses in the Buddhist teaching and achieving to the highest spiritual good is not directly related. Venerable Maha, Venerable Sariputta is the Venerable Maha. Venerable Sariputta is the most intelligent one, but he became an arhat later than Venerable Maha. Is it true? Sometimes when we have so much knowledge, when we put into the practice, a lot of thoughts come. Is it my personal experience? My teacher teach me like this, then if I know the Buddhist teaching, I think, is it correct or not? What I have learned, is it like that? What he's teaching is something different from what I have learned. And that's why I'm very, very conscious. So that's why in the meditation class, okay, zero knowledge. Okay, just do it, just be aware of yourself. Is it good? The Buddha's teaching is self-awareness, self-realization. If you realize yourself, if you know your feeling, if you know your perception, if you know your mind, if you know your consciousness, this is good enough. But you may not be able to share knowledge with others because you have no knowledge. Right? So the Buddha said, how boy, to those who have learned a lot of Buddhist teachings, but they did not practice. In the Dhamma breath, the Buddha says, how boy. They have to take care of the cows, but they cannot consume the meat. They are homeboys. Some people, they may not be the words, well learned in Buddhist teaching, but they practice. So the Buddha said, they are like the homeowner or meat consumers. Generally speaking, the monks who know a lot of the Buddhist teachings. It's very sweet to us. You know? Cowboys. Sometimes I say to myself, don't be a cowboy. You are taking care of the cows. Some people are consuming the milks. You still have to use, you still have to consume the milk in order to be able to do that. So practice it. So to me, it's two very important. If you know, it's good. But without practice, it's not good. You're a cowboy. You know, and if you practice, of course you're better. Your practice is likely to be shorter. Okay? Your journey to spiritual path could be shorter because you have already learned. So we just go back to the first one. First one is learning and teaching of the Buddha. Right? Second, practice. Finally, realization. These are three duties. Okay. So for public college students and MVDF members, all, I may encourage you, don't be a cowboy. Try to be a cowboy or make consumer. Don't forget that. Okay. So this one I not so important for this average. So I just focus on here in order to encourage you the Buddhist teachings in the world. I already talked in Burmese last week in the Chinese New Year videos. This is purely history. Your Singapore and India, including our country, Myanmar, we are colonized by British government, right? We are British colony. In terms of the national pride, it's a not good experience, isn't it? However, as a Buddhist monk, I think this is a blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise. Right? Because of the British government rule some parts of the India. So the British scholars arrived at the India. They are open open-minded people. They are not close-minded. They want to investigate anything they find. First of all, they learn some our Asian cultures and Asian values. Even in our country of Sri Lanka, more the same. They learn some Polish culture, Polish values. And finally, what they found is our valuable teachings of the Buddha, timeless teachings of the Buddha. They found it. They studied the Buddhism. That's why, after the colonialization in India, in Blessing in Disguise, we got 3 significant people, great 3 persons. The first one is, let us see, General Alexander Kaya. Do you know Alexander Kaya? What did he do? He
discovered Lumbini.
He's a historian and scholar. He helped us to find the Lumbini. What's the Lumbini? The Buddha, the birthplace of the Buddha. Before he discovered the Lumbini, we Asians reading in the books, Lumbini, the Buddha was there. We did not know where. A Buddhist scholar, Alexander General Cunningham, historian as well as a researcher, collected about pieces of the records. Somehow he could find Lumbini. After finding the Lumbini, they found out very important secret of the Asoka as far as Buddhism is concerned. Asoka's house. The Buddha Sakyamuni was born here. Before that, the Buddha is also like a legendary man, like a Mahabharata. Do you know Mahabharata? Indians, Brahmins stories. The Rama, the Indian, the Brahmanism, the long story. So Rama, the king of the Rama. So it's more like a legend. But the Buddha was more like a legend before we found out the Lumbini. So when we found out the Lumbini, Asoka was, scripts also there. Asoka said, Sakyamuni Buddha was born here. So the Buddha was not legendary anymore. It's so good. So we got Alexander Kaya. Second person is the Edwin Arnold. Edwin Arnold. He composed the long poem, so-called The Light of Asia. Then he wrote it in English. Then he published in England, UK, and Europe. Then the Europeans came to know about the Buddha. The Buddha was not legendary man anymore. Asoka Sakya was found. After that, so Edward Arnold, he composed long poems. It's the second largest copy to the same. Next to Christian books. So that means Europeans came to know about Buddha. Not only that, they came to know about the Buddha's teachings. The last one is the most important for us, for the Buddhism, so the Christian. We found the Pali text society. Since they were in India, they learned the Buddhist teachings. Very little Buddhist teachings. Then they know it. In order to know the Buddhist teaching, they have to know the Pali as well. And they know the Pali. Then in the late 19th and early 20th century, the European scholars were in India trying to translate all the Buddhist teachings into English in European languages. So we got all D3. Most important one is the last one. Professor Visti, he founded a polytext society in London, and he translated all the Buddhist polytexts, almost all the commentaries. Once these books in English, it's easier to translate into French or German. So sometimes I think if the British Empire did not come to Asia, the Buddhist teaching would be much later, you know? If we went and do the missionary work, we would not take care. They came and they realized the values of the Buddhist teaching, the values of our Asian culture, Asian teachings, Asian tradition, that they translate into English and be published, that they came to know about that. So my conclusion is, in the late 19th and 20th century, the Buddhist teaching theory spread out in Europe. Not practiced yet. We did some more research on the Buddhist teachings as well. Let us see now who are doing meditation, who are promoting the meditation now, who are doing more meditation in Buddhist. Europeans and Americans, especially highly educated people, are chasing for it, doing meditation very, very regularly. Surprise, amazing surprise, pleasant surprise. We are a little bit tend to be so relaxed, to be honest. So, to me, in the late 19th and the early 20th century, the Buddhist teaches all theories right back to Europe. 100 years later, the Buddhist practical teaching, so-called, the first one is Priyati. I've used the polywords. Priyati means learning and teachings of the Buddha. So Priyati. In the late 19th and 20th century, Priyati like that. And in some parts of the US. Second one is Patipatti. Patipatti is practice. So it's a systematic, quite regular, 100 years later. Now the Patipatti, the practice of the Buddha, right at Europe and some parts of the United States. We are very, very seriously doing it. Last month, the university from Australia came and interviewed me. So many questions. Mainly the pros and cons, and also the problems the trainee have. The benefits the trainer have. What are the likely to be the hindrances? What's the way to overcome all these hindrances? How to apply the mindfulness meditation to it? So many questions. They say about 20 minutes. No, it's 1.5 hours. Probably they're doing the research properly. Oh, they are paying much attention. So, to me, 100 years later, the Buddhism, the Patipatti so-called practice arrived in Europe. And how about 100 years later? The last one is Priyati, the Buddhist teaching. Patipatti is a practice. Patipatti is realization. So I can say, maybe might be about 100 years later, the end of the 21st century and the early 22nd century, the realization may be right there. They are going step by step. Okay, so this is it, the meditation. In these, we are not only talking about the meditation, we are trying to practice meditation as well. The importance of the meditation. scientifically approved. If someone does a meditation regularly about 45 minutes a day, it tends to be more constructive. It's a more positive thinking, more loving and more loving careness. And they can focus on their works better than others. We have done such. That is why I heard about it from the Institute. Even the Google itself encourages its people, its employees, to do meditation 45 minutes a day, maybe from the working hours, stay alright. Working hour 8 hours, you can take 45 minutes from working hours. They encourage. If they regularly do, they are more constructive, more positive, helpful. That is why they encourage. Of course, this is what we see. In this, when we talk about the scientific proof, scientific proof. That's why we sometimes say scientific proof, scientific proof. In fact, meditation is, of course, very, very important. Because I always say in my meditation class, we have not noticed yet, our life is too speedy. Speedier and speedier. You are walking faster and faster. You are walking faster and faster. You are running faster and faster. Is it true? Have you noticed it? Now let's say you are driving on the expressway, PIE or whatever. Your car is slowly speed up. You didn't notice yet, no? Because the road is so smooth. If something happens, you know, oh, it's over speeding. For example, when you see the speed camera, then you notice, wow, I'm over speeding. My experience, when I went to Myanmar, I had car accidents as well. My drivers keep on driving. The roads, the traffic is clear, so you keep on driving. And slowly, 100, 110. We did not notice it's 140 kilometers. Then after that, accident happened. Luckily, nothing happened to me, to anybody. Never escape. That's why our life is speedier and speedier and tasty. If you don't believe it, you watch the football match played 10 years ago. It's like all like a slow motion. Is it true, right? Is it true? If you like a 1998 World Cup, you look at it. They're playing so slowly. No, you have to play faster and faster. Don't laugh. Yeah, you laugh at yourself, that's all. How about the music, songs, new versions, new singer? If they want to sing the new version of new singer, the track must be faster. The singers, the music, they are playing faster and singing faster. The athletes are also running faster and faster. Players, the football players are playing faster and faster. Earlier they averaged, maybe the 90 minutes, they averaged, they run about 10 to 10 kilometers. Now not enough. And 12 to 14 kilometers they have to run, something like that. So even ourselves, we walk faster. Your parents, let us say, your parents' time when they came to our temple, it may take about 6 to 7 minutes. You have to walk faster. You come to here maybe 45 minutes. And then we all are doing and walking faster. It's something out of control. So meditation can balance our lifestyle. Can balance our life. On the other hand, we are doing the check and balance of our lives. When you do meditation, you know that you are too fast. At least you know you are too fast. You are moving too fast. You are acting too fast. You're walking too fast. You're walking too fast. So meditation, first of all, we need to speed down ourselves. This is very important. Otherwise, very, very dangerous. Our mind is out of control. Out of control. Psychologically, it's quite obvious to see. I went to Sri Lanka in 1940. 14. On the roadside, drivers are, I never heard of drivers shouting at each other. They understand. If there is a disagreement, they still keep on smiling. Their lives are a bit more relaxed. Not so expedient as Singaporeans. In Singapore, you're driving, if someone make slight mistakes, shouting at each other. Is it true? I used to walk. I'm sorry. In fact, mistakes are very slight mistakes. But each and everyone can forgive. But nobody tend to give any forgiveness. So they're shouting at each other. I was traveling in Sri Lanka for about 10 days. I never heard about shouting at each other. This is the wrong side. Their lives are a little bit slower. In Singapore, even my life is speedier. I have to remind myself as well, if I can change, my lifestyle is a little slower. In Singapore, even though I'm a monk, living around Singaporeans, I have to move fast as well. So life is speedier, okay, slow down. So only the meditation could happen. So another one, a practical question is importance of meditation. Like your trainer or the doctors will ask you to do the physical exercise. What's the benefits of your regular exercise, physical exercise? You know the benefits, right? Whether you do it or not, it's another story. At least you know. After 40 plus, you need to do some light exercise. Otherwise, like in a rich country like in Singapore, the diseases are waiting for you. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetics, and so on and so forth. Our lives are so comfortable. That is why in our daily life we need to do some physical exercise. So second question, you can ask, how about without doing the regular exercise? Can I survive? Of course you can survive. The one is how you survive will be different. So what is a meditation? Meditation is like mental exercise. If you think physical exercise is important, you have to think mental exercise also very, very important. If you don't do your physical exercise, it's like you don't do meditation, mental exercise. What is the difference between that? You don't know it. Okay. Now let's say someone who's regularly doing the meditation, about 1 or 2 years later, you could find it's a much better person. Much better person. Because he regularly do the exercise. The same way, physical exercise. If you're regularly doing it about 6 months or 1 year later, you look back at yourself, your health condition is much better. Really much better. The same way, so-called meditation, mental exercise. But sometimes, when the time is not enough, you may not see it clearly or obviously. However, this mindfulness is a way of training ourselves, mental exercise. You are more peaceful, you are more calm, and you are more confident. So, always I encourage you to do meditation. It may not be full-time meditation, but try to do short time. Maybe take about 10 to 20 minutes. I always say in my meditation class, the best time to do meditation is before you fall asleep. Let yourself fall asleep while you're meditating. If you can't do it, it's like you meditate all night. When you're falling asleep, your mind is subconscious, just passive. So when you fall asleep, while you are meditating, it seems like you meditate all night, 7 or 8 hours. So how can you do it? For today, you just do whatever you have to do. Then you decide, I'm going to sleep. Okay. Then I will decide, don't think anything. Just lie down on your sleeping bed. Maybe it may take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or don't care. But one thing is you fall asleep while you meditate. That's the key. For some people can get to sleep easily, then maybe take about 2-3 minutes. With some people, not so easy, then may take about 5 to 10 minutes. Just lie down and sleep in bed. Then you focus only on meditation of the so-called breath. In out. So this is universal objects. So then, while you are meditating, you fall asleep. It's like you meditate for a night. So then, no complaints. I have no time. You cannot say anything. One day in meditation, I don't have time. You don't need time. Do you? Just before you sleep, before you fall asleep, I say just before you fall asleep. At least you have time to sleep, right? So I ask you just before you sleep, every time, every meditation class, I encourage them. Okay, just do it. Become your habit. You don't fall asleep without meditation. There's no complaint about no time. You don't need time. Just close your eyes and then focus on your breath and relax and don't pay too much attention. Try your best and then I'm sure while you are observing it, you don't even know you fall asleep. You smoothly fall asleep. Then you have quality sleeps and then quality wake up as well. So meditation is in fact taking time off for sometimes because our life is too speedy. We do not know ourselves. We don't know this ourselves. Actually, it's true. Our life is too speedy. You may not know. When I look at you, your life is too speedy. My life is much slower than you. Same way when you're standing at the roadside, just look at the cars. The driver does not notice that, but you know their speed is too speedy. I'm a monk. That's why when I look at the Singaporeans, your life is so speedy. To be honest, sometimes too speedy. Because of that, too much pressure, too much stress, and then all these kind of and physical and mental problems. So the importance of the meditation. Of course, in the Buddhist teaching, finally, in order to realize the Nibbana, but I don't think Westerners are doing that. They are not doing to realize the Nibbana. They just do because they see some benefits in this present life. Mostly, they can concentrate on their works better than before. They have more positive thinking. They know that they are more loving and caring person. These are very obvious benefits of meditation. Buddhist teachers say that finally, in order to overcome the sorrow and the worry and the limitation, and grief and so on and so forth, finally, in order to realize the Nibbana. Forget about the Nibbana first. Even I myself, to be honest, I don't think I will be like Nibbana because I don't want. Is it true? It's not easy. We have to be honest ourselves. So we just try ourselves. First of all, we become more caring, more loving, and more constructive thinking, and then we can manage more peaceful way. And these are the benefits of meditation. Is it true? All these are scientific benefits. That is why these in these tables, Westerners and Europeans or South Americans are doing it. Now, in Asians are following because of the reflection of the West. We are waking up. We are shocked. We have all these teachers. But we didn't pay much attention. In the early 21st century, the Westerners are doing it. Meditation, mindfulness. They are talking about the mindfulness. Also, they are doing research repeatedly as well. Then we are shocked. Wow, they do it seriously. It's serious, huh? So, that's the truth. My final conclusion is how to say in the 19th and 20th century, the pre-ND so-called teachings of the Buddha arrived in the West. And now, late 20th and the early 21st century, the practice, the meditation arrived in the West. How about the 21st, the end of the 21st and the 22nd century, they may get some realization that we are left far behind. So in this day, what we are paying attention to meditation because of the reflection of the West. Also the reflection of the science. Scientifically, these are the benefits of the meditation, these are, then also the Western people do it, so we are shocked and we are left and we know we must do meditation. So today I encourage you that after doing meditation, about 5 or 6 months later, you check yourselves. Join any meditation class. Not necessary to be at a basic level, meditations are more or less the same. In these days, in this world, there are different types of meditation from different traditions. But our primary objects we always meditate on is the breath. This is our meditation object. The key one is how long can you keep your mind on your breath? This is the way you can try yourselves. Okay? So these are, obviously, we should not look far behind. This is my message to you all. It's really important. I'm sure when you look back after doing meditation for 6 months or 1 year, 2 years, and you look at yourselves, including your high blood pressure will go down. That's for sure. And if you eat mindfully, you don't have to go on a diet purposely. You're already on a diet. You enjoy. You don't know how much you eat. But it just say, know yourself. Try to be aware of your movements. When you are chewing, know yourself and chew. When you are swallowing, know yourself that you are swallowing. If you are always trying to be mindful on yourself, your action becomes slow. You cannot eat much. If your action is slower, you are less appetite. You eat less. If you eat less, for sure you are not tired. So I say, meditation can help you to reduce your weight as well. Now, usually even high blood pressures. If your mind is more calm and more peaceful, high blood pressure goes. I have 2 meditators. They gratefully told me, my husband has high blood pressure, but after doing meditation, blood pressure is perfect Bhante. Okay, anyway, good. Some people say, Bhante, after meditating, I fall asleep. You say, okay, good. Some people cannot sleep. Some people cannot sleep. That's why they have to use some sleeping pills or whatever. Then the side effects, so on and so forth. Meditation, if meditation help you to have a good and quality sleep, okay, please do. You can use meditation as sleeping pill. Sometimes you can use meditation as to lose your weight. Sometimes to get lower blood pressure as well. Whatever. These are the benefits. I'm sure if you are mindful, you will get all these things. Okay? That's all I'm going to share about this one. To that. Thank you very much for the questions. Oh, right now or some later. Sorry if the question. I should stop earlier. Answer the question.
One question is, can I meditate while doing swimming?
It's not too fast. I can say yes. Not too fast. Because meditation is about, if your actions are too fast, you will not be able to aware. If it's not too fast, if you can aware of your action, then it will be a problem.
Okay, because of time, I have one more question. I think Bhante can just answer this. May I know, is it true that we should not meditate close to midnight? Why is it so?
Midnight. I think if someone is a beginner, then maybe better in the early morning or maybe about 6, 7 evening or just before falling asleep. midnight, psychologically it's not right. Why? Why he wants to do the midnight?
Just come home.
Cannot fall asleep. Or
You work and then by the time you come home from work, it's about midnight.
oh, I think it's okay. It's okay. Not because of the wake up at midnight. So like I said, at the midnight, the main purpose is to fall asleep peacefully. To me, if you are going to do meditation at midnight, don't sit down. Just lie down your sleeping bed and then focus on meditation. You fall asleep. Let yourself fall asleep. You have to sleep. Okay? So midnight meditation means just lie down and sleep in bed. Make yourself fall asleep peacefully. That could be alright. Don't sit down. If you sit down, you may do some long meditation, or maybe sometimes you cannot fall asleep anymore. So to me, the midnight meditation, just lie down, do meditation and sleep. Fall asleep, no problem. You have to sleep. It's a time to sleep.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. If you have any question, like a sister Lee said, you can say it deeper. Yes. Done.
Okay, let's do transfer. Now, just put your palms together and then start to do some.